Or the school bus, either way, right? All right, good evening. We'll call this meeting to order for the April 23rd, 2026 Apple Valley City Council meeting. Welcome everyone this evening who's with us. It's always fun to see a full room. For any members of the audience who have signed up to speak, as your name is called, please come forward to the podium to address the council. With that, the first item on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'd ask all those who are able to stand and join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. The second item on our agenda is to approve the agenda. Tom, I know we had a couple of additions. Would you like to walk us through those?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, good evening. We do have one addition to tonight's agenda. This will be an added item onto your consent agenda under item 4X. It's to approve a state gambling exempt permit for the Fraternal Order of Police South Metro Lodge 14 on May 31st, 2026 at Bogart's Entertainment Center. So with that change, that would be the suggested revision to the agenda.
Great. Council members, do we have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Motion from Councilmember Grandal, second from Councilmember Bergman. Christina, would you mind taking the roll call vote on this one?
Hoopa.
Aye.
Bergman.
Aye.
Grendel.
Aye.
Hebert.
Aye.
Melander.
Aye.
Great, thank you. The next item on our agenda is our audience participation portion of the meeting. Excuse me. This is for items that are not on the agenda. We have a total of 10 minutes for this item this evening. First person to sign up is a Mr. Randy Bailey. Mr. Bailey, please approach the podium carefully. One of these years, this isn't going to work out well.
Yeah, I know.
Where's your helmet?
Whoa.
On probation already.
If Mrs. Bailey would hear, you'd hear a hard-headed joke of some sort, wouldn't you?
Greetings, Mayor, City Council, esteemed city servants, people watching worldwide. I come with great tidings of joy. In a couple of weeks, on Saturday, May 2nd, the 18th annual Rick's Bike Sale will be here in our fair city, drawing probably 2,000 people to the world's largest bike sale. We take used bikes, refurbish them, have them all for sale at cheap prices, and we donate 96% of the money to two local Dakota County nonprofits. Kids in Kinship, matching adult mentors with kids in need, and DARTS, Senior Aging Services. That's coming up on Saturday, May 2nd, 10 to 2 here at Dix Valley Service, perhaps the oldest business in Apple Valley that we're partnered with nowadays. It's a wonderful event. It's the happiest day on earth. Not Disney, it's us. It's a wonderful thing. We have donated over $627,000.
Nice.
Nonprofits, and we do it all. And the reason we can do that is because we're a 100% volunteer organization, and our expenses for everything run less than 4% of proceeds. Nobody can touch us. So $627,000, 18th annual sale, coming up Saturday, May 2nd. I got flyers. I'll put them on the back thing. Thank you.
Hey, Randy, what happens if it rains?
Dick's has a huge indoor facility. The sale is indoors, rain or shine, believe it or not.
Perfect. And if people wanted more information, is there a website or anything that they could go to?
Boy, you
I
are
think
really
that
working.
ricksbikesale.com would be a great place with all the information, and I'll have the flyers with that address on the back table for anybody interested.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey, and thank you and Rick both for 18 years of putting good bikes in kids' hands, right, and giving back at the same time.
Don't fall off.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Randy.
That's great.
All right, next on the list, I have Catherine Connolly. Did I get that right? Thank you. Feel free to come forward, and we've got your address here, so I'll let you take the mic.
Perfect. Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. I'm Catherine Connolly, and I'm a resident of Apple Valley since 2022. And I'm here to speak to you tonight about changing the City Code of Ordinances to allow residential beekeeping. The City Code of Ordinances classifies honeybees as farm animals and thereby not allowed for keeping on residential properties. Several surrounding cities in Dakota County, such as Eagan, Farmington, Hastings, Lakeville, and Rosemount, have common sense beekeeping ordinances, such as requiring permits, fees, application, education components through accredited apiary programs, and hive location parameters. These ordinances allow a degree of city control and monitoring while allowing the freedom to pursue hobby beekeeping for our own enjoyment, education, and for the protection and propagation of a vital pollinator species. The city of Apple Valley is considered a green step city. We're Tree City certified, and residents here care about green spaces, sustainability, and the environment. My children attend public school in Apple Valley, where they're taught the importance of protecting pollinators for the sake of our world. Apple Valley residents are encouraged to plant native gardens to welcome pollinators, and the Apple Valley City website itself states that the USDA estimates that bees pollinate approximately 75% of the world's flowering plants. Allowing for safe, common-sense residential beekeeping continues this commitment to protect pollinator species and enrich our local ecosystem. Misconceptions do exist regarding the safety and perceived nuisance factor of residential honeybees, but many Minnesota cities have successfully addressed these concerns with well-crafted ordinances. Honeybees are unique and fascinating in the sense that each of their individual actions exist for the betterment of the collective hive. They are a microcosm for the ways in which collective action is required for the success of all. I look forward to working with the city to ameliorate concerns about residential beekeeping and hopefully find a productive path forward. Thank you for your time.
Christina, do we have Catherine's contact info?
Terry Dill. I've been working with Terry
okay,
Dill.
I just want to make sure we had it somewhere. It's sometimes with no phone numbers and that, it's hard to get back in touch with
Yes,
people. So
thank
thank
you
you. Thank you. Great. That was the last individual who had signed up to speak. Is there anyone else who would like to speak to the audience participation portion of the meeting? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to our consent agenda. These are items that are routine and will be enacted with a single motion unless a council member or audience member requests to pull an item. Council members, any items you'd like to pull from consent? All right, seeing none. Citizens, any items to discuss separately? All right, with that, we would take a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion from Councilmember Bergman, second from Councilmember Grendall. Christina, please take the roll.
Hoopa,
Aye.
Bergman,
Aye.
Grendel, Hebert, Melander.
Aye.
All right, that consent items carry unanimously, and that moves us to our regular agenda. And a handful of fun items on the agenda this evening, as if Randy wasn't fun enough. We have item 5A, which is to proclaim April 19th to the 25th, 2026 as Volunteer Recognition Week in Apple Valley. And Christina, would you like to start this one off?
Certainly, Mayor. We are fortunate in Apple Valley to have a variety of volunteers. Tonight we have many of our advisory committee and commission members. In 2025, we had 38 people who spent a lot of time on issues throughout the city and advising the city council and providing feedback from their neighbors and their friends and family members. And so we really appreciate all of their contributions. We also have volunteers that work in our cemeteries and our parks throughout the community to make Apple Valley a better place. And so this is a proclamation acknowledging all of their efforts and thanking them for making this such a lovely place to be.
Great, thank you, Christina. For all of our volunteers and committee and commission members this evening, would you just mind standing up so everybody can see who you are and we can recognize you? It's half the audience. The jobs we all do would be a whole lot more challenging without your time and efforts to work things through and just talk about giving right citizens a whole nother opportunity to weigh in on things going on. You all serve that role as well. So thank you for taking the time. It's evenings away from family and dinners and all those kind of things. And so thanks for that time, and we greatly appreciate it. I'm going to read the proclamation, and then we will hopefully somebody will make a motion to approve it. I guess we'll see how it goes. So, proclamation says, whereas volunteers have enriched the life of our community through their concern, commitment, and generosity of spirit. And whereas the hard work and commitment of volunteers have made our community a better place in which to live. And whereas volunteers are a vital resource and have contributed to the health, education, welfare, recreation, culture, and environment of the city of Apple Valley. And whereas the City of Apple Valley wishes to thank its volunteers for their dedicated service and generous spirit. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Apple Valley, Dakota County, Minnesota, in conjunction with National Volunteer Week, hereby proclaims the week of April 19 through 25, 2026 to be Volunteer Recognition Week in Apple Valley, and urges all of our citizens to recognize volunteers who contribute their time, talent, and energy to our community. Proclaim this 23rd day of April, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All right, we'll sort that out. Motion from Councilmember Hebert, second from Councilmember Grendall. Would you like to take the roll, Christina, please?
Hoopa,
Aye.
Bergman,
Aye.
Grendel, Hebert,
Aye.
Melander.
Aye. Great, thank you, and again, thanks to all of our volunteers. You are welcome to stick around for the rest of the meeting. It's great to have people in the seats, but if you want to go home and have dinner, that's okay too, so whichever works for you. Second fun item on the agenda this evening is to recognize the Apple Valley students who participated in the League of Minnesota Cities Mayor for a Day contest, and Tom's going to come up and get us started.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. It's hard to top that last item, but we're going to do our best here. This one is fun as well, the Mayor for a Day essay contest. This was sponsored by the League of Minnesota Cities, the association that represents most all of the 800-plus cities that we have in the state of Minnesota. And annually, they put on a essay contest and invite students to participate. It is open to those students in grades 4 through 6, and they've asked to share their ideas for making their communities a better place. And we had 9 students from our Apple Valley schools, people who live in Apple Valley, attend school here, who have actually done an amazing job putting together their essays. So we are here tonight to honor them and what they have done to spend the time to think hard about how their communities can be made a better place. Here are the 9 students that submitted essays into the program.
And Tom, should we just invite those who are here of those students to come on forward this evening, and we can recognize them with them standing up front here with you?
They're going,
Yeah.
waving.
Do I have to? Yeah. Come on forward.
Come on.
You all did a lot of work for this, so.
This is great.
I'll just say, if there's a parent who wants to get a better picture, feel free to get up and get the best angle you can. You really won't offend any of us by doing so.
So let me just tell you a little bit about what they did. So basically, they had to answer this question. Cities provide a variety of services and programs that make our lives better, including parks and recreation, street maintenance, water and sewer, police, fire, and more. If you were mayor for a day, what would you do to make one of these services that your city provides even better? So that was the prompt that they had to answer. Here are some of their answers. Community trash pickup, make schools safer, food and clothing drive, support police and fire departments, building more sidewalks, more money for parks, ask students their opinion, add more trees, build a Dairy Queen,
I like it. I miss ours.
and on that theme, get a mobile McDonald's,
School lunches must not be good.
add a 50-meter pool to Splash Valley, invite people to city council meetings, host a fun party, a community parade,
Freedom Day is coming up. I think we can check both those boxes.
have more fun, make city more festive. There's a theme going with that. And then probably one I like even best, listen, care, and do your best. So those were some of the great ideas that these students brought forward to our community. So with that, Mayor, why don't you come on down as well?
We've got some certificates here for those who are here, and those who aren't, we'll get them to you. And so first up, we have Marty. Where did you go? Here you are. Let's do this. We'll slide over here so we maybe get a good picture. How does that work? Now, come on up. Whoever wants to, we'll just have you hold that. Whoever wants a good picture. I'll let you hold on to that. Next up, I have Eva. apologize. I didn't get your name before we started. I was out there busy eating cookies.
My name's Aaliyah.
Leah, I got you in here somewhere.
Like an assistant.
Somewhere in here we got you.
While he's doing that, can I ask how they advertise this? Is it in the schools that LMC does this, or?
Yes, we make sure that, okay.
I wasn't good at alphabetical earlier when I put these together. That was the problem. All right.
Back to school.
Thank you. Thank you all. You can go back to your seats and I can embarrass you up.
So yes, the League of Minnesota Cities encourages cities to reach out to their schools and to let their teachers know of the opportunity, and we have done that. Most of these students are from Falcon Ridge Middle School, and so I think there was a teacher there that grabbed hold of this and made it a great project, so.
And the principal at Falcon Ridge is a former civics teacher, so I'm sure that helped just a little bit as well, so.
So we want to thank the League of Minnesota Cities for sponsoring the contest. It's a great thing to get people involved in their community at an early age. We want to thank the teachers and the parents, guardians who encourage their students to participate. And of course, most of all, thanks to the students who did an amazing job putting together their essays. Couldn't be more proud. They did a great job.
They did. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Give them another round of applause. All right. That brings us on to 5C, and this is the presentation of the Government Finance Officer Association Awards. And Candy, are you going to kick us off here on this one? And as you get up here, would you mind introducing who you have with you as well?
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. We have with us today Sarah from Monticello.
City of Monticello.
City of Monticello, sorry about that. She's our GFOA representative for the state of Minnesota, and Daniel Post, who works in our finance department here in the city of Apple Valley. So Sarah's here to present us with the Government Finance Office Association Awards. We are receiving 2 awards this year, so I'll let Sarah take over and talk us through it.
Thank you, Candy. I usually empty a room when I start talking because it's usually about finance and numbers, but I promise this is a little more exciting than my normal reports to my council. So good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. I'm here tonight on behalf of the Minnesota Government Finance Officers Association, or the GFOA, for 3 distinct and important reasons. First, to officially present the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting, or the COA, to the City of Apple Valley for the year ended December 31st, 2024. The city's 2024 audited annual comprehensive financial report, or ACFR, we have a lot of these, so just bear with me, was prepared and submitted to the National GFOA by June 30th of 2025, which is 6 months after the end of the financial reporting year. That is their deadline for submitting the awards. And the city was recently notified of its 14th consecutive award after review by an impartial panel of peer professionals from across the nation. It's a national GFOA award, not just within the state of Minnesota. This panel evaluates the city's report against high standards of the program, including a 600-plus checklist of requirements to be met. So if you have trouble sleeping, I'll send you the checklist. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition for governmental accounting and financial reporting. Its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by a government and its management, signifying that Apple Valley's financial statements go above the basic requirements and clearly communicate the city's financial condition to residents, policymakers, investors, and oversight bodies. Earning the COA demonstrates 3 key things. First, it reflects a strong commitment to transparency and accountability. As I mentioned, the report is reviewed by independent finance professionals to ensure it is accurate, well organized, and easy to understand, or as easy as a financial report is to understand. Second, it highlights excellence in financial management. Achieving the COA means Apple Valley is following nationally recognized best practices in governmental accounting and reporting. And third, and in my opinion the most important, it builds public trust and credibility. The certificate reassures taxpayers, grantors, and bond rating agencies that the city manages public funds responsibly and openly. The city is in the process of preparing the 2025 ACFR for a submission of a 15th award, and that maybe we'll be back next year to present that award. So with that, I have the certificate. I'll even open it up and show you. It really does say Certificate of Achievement. And I'll present that to Candy and Danielle here.
I think Charles is going to want to snap a picture here.
All right, not done with me yet. Second, in addition, Apple Valley has also received its 8th consecutive GFOA Popular Annual Financial Reporting, or PAFR, award. I had a former council member in Monticello who asked, is it really a popular report? And I'll tell you, it's a lot more popular than the first report because it's a lot more condensed, it's a lot more easy to understand, and it's just a lot more fun. It's got more pictures, more color, got your red apples and everything on it. It's beautiful. The PAFR is a simplified financial report designed to make financial information understandable and accessible to the public. Unlike the annual comprehensive financial report, which is technical and detailed, a popular report uses plain language instead of that confusing accounting jargon. It includes charts, graphs, and visuals to explain trends. It summarizes key information such as revenues, spending, debt, and fund balances, and it shows how tax dollars are used and what services they support. The goal of a popular report is transparency and accessibility. It allows residents, businesses, the council, and community stakeholders to quickly understand the city's financial health without needing a background in finance. When a city produces a high-quality popular report, it demonstrates a commitment not just to accurate reporting, but to clear communication, and again, back to my most important point, public trust. That's why GFOA recognizes this effort through the PAFR Award, highlighting governments that go above and beyond to make financial information meaningful and understandable. So with that, I will present the popular report. Shake your hand again, we'll be official. Almost done with me, I promise. These accomplishments are further strengthened by professional leadership within Apple Valley's finance department. First, I want to recognize former finance director Ron Hedberg, who retired last December and was leading the charge when the 2024 reports that were just presented, the awards to you, were compiled and submitted. However, the star of the show tonight is Apple Valley's current finance director, Candy Lamar, took the reins from Ron and is continuing the same level of professionalism and quality. Candy recently earned the Certified Public Finance Officer, CPFO, I told you I wasn't done with these yet, certification through the GFOA. This is a nationally recognized credential that reflects advanced knowledge, ethical standards, and a commitment to continuing professional education in public finance. Candidates must be a current member of the national GFOA, be employed in government, which is state, local, or county, with public finance as their primary role, have at least 3 years of professional experience in government finance, and agree to comply with the GFOA Code of Professional Ethics. Candidates must pass 7 comprehensive exams, each focused on a major public finance discipline, and those include governmental accounting and financial reporting, which, as you can see, that's well handled here, planning and budgeting, debt management, treasury and investment management, compensation and benefits, procurement, and risk assessment. Candidates generally complete the exams within 2 to 3 years, with up to 5 years allowed to finish the program. Once certified, a CPFO must maintain active GFOA membership, complete continuing education requirements annually, earn engagement credits through professional involvement, and adhere to ethical standards on an ongoing basis. Earning the CPFO demonstrates advanced mastery of public finance disciplines, commitment to transparency, accountability, and ethical leadership, and dedication to continuous improvement and professional excellence. Having a CPFO certified finance director strengthens the public's trust and confidence in its city, supports strong financial governance, and signals adherence to nationally recognized standards of excellence. I want to recognize Candy and the entire finance team for the hard work put into these achievements, and to the city for its commitment to excellent financial reporting. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
It's yours.
Councilmember Grendall, you had your
Do
item?
you know approximately how many cities get the 2 awards?
That's a great question that I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure I can get the information and we can report it back to you.
Yep. Thank you for this. Especially the last few years, right? I think it's more important than ever to have that level of public trust and transparency, but to have it recognized even more so. So Candy, thanks for the work, and really to the whole team, right? You don't do it by yourself. It takes the whole team to pull that together, and so thank you, and thanks for making the drive down to present the awards tonight.
Sure.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and that brings us to item 5D, and Christina, I think you're going to take this one. This is a, liquor license approval for Sirius Sanji Apple Valley.
Yes, good evening again, Mayor and City Council members. Sirius Sanji Apple Valley LLC has applied for an on-sale beer and wine license from the city. This is for a new restaurant they will be opening in the Times Square Shopping Center. The application has been reviewed by police and city staff, and we have found no reason to deny the application. The license would be effective following the final certificate of occupancy. The restaurant is currently under construction, and following final approval by the health department for their restaurant license. Staff is asking this evening that you hold the public hearing, and if you so choose, to adopt a resolution approving the issuance of that on-sale license. I'm
Perfect.
available for any questions.
Do we have the applicant here this evening as well?
The applicant was not able to
Okay.
attend this evening.
Perfect, thank you. So we will go ahead and open the public hearing for the Sirius Sanji Apple Valley LLC on-sale wine and 3.2% malt liquor license. Anyone who would like to speak to this public hearing? Anyone who'd like to speak to the public hearing? One final opportunity. We will close the public hearing and we will look for a motion to adopt the resolution approving the issuance of an on-sale wine and 3.2% malt liquor license.
So moved.
Motion from Councilmember Grendall, second from Councilmember Hebert. Christina, please call the roll.
Hoopa,
Aye.
Bergman,
Aye.
Grendel,
Aye.
Hebert,
Aye.
Melander.
Aye.
All right, and that carries unanimously. Thank you. And that moves us on to 5E, which is MOE'S Southwest Grill at 7668 150th Street West. And Carter, come on up.
All right. Good evening, Mayor and Council. So tonight's item is a request for a conditional use permit and variance to operate a new Class 2 restaurant, MOE'S Southwest Grill. Actions tonight are to adopt a resolution approving a conditional use permit and variance to operate the Class 2 restaurant in RB Retail Business Zoning District. So about the request, the applicants are proposing a MOE'S Southwest Grill within an existing tenant space at 7668 150th Street West in Suite 301. Under the city's zoning code, this restaurant concept qualifies as a Class 2 restaurant, which requires a conditional use permit to be within the RB Retail Business District. The code also requires Class 2 restaurants to maintain a 1,000-foot separation distance from residential and institutional uses. This proposed location would be 80 feet from Grace Lutheran Church and 275 feet from the nearest residential property to the west. So a 920-foot variance from the separation standard is required. So this property is a multi-tenant commercial building at the southeast corner of Pennock Lane and 150th Street. The parcel and its immediate surroundings are zoned RB for retail business, as well as institutional to the west, and furthermore residential across Pennock Lane. So the city does have an established record of granting similar setback variances for these Class 2 restaurants. Recent approvals with reduced setbacks and CUPs include McDonald's, 200 feet, Popeyes at 494 feet, and Chick-fil-A at 150 feet. In the immediate area, there have been similar separation variances and CUPs granted further back, such as Panda Express, Brugger's Bagels, Dave's Hot Chicken, which was Dairy Queen at the time, and Taco Bell. So once again, because this is a Class 2 restaurant in the RB district, it requires a conditional use permit. Allowing the use would align with our 2040 comprehensive plan goals by bringing more dining variety to the downtown area. There is additionally a 920-foot variance required, putting the restaurant 80 feet from the nearest institutional use and 275 feet from that nearest residential property. The Planning Commission reviewed the practical difficulty findings and conditional use permit standards detailed in the draft resolution and found the request to meet those standards and criteria. Furthermore, the Planning Commission did hold their public hearing item on this at the April 1st, 2026 meeting. The Commission voted unanimously to recommend approval of both the conditional use permit and variance. So tonight, the recommendation is to adopt the resolution approving the conditional use permit and variance to operate a Class 2 restaurant in the retail business zoning district and attaching conditions. So with that, we'll turn it over to the mayor and council if any questions.
Council members, any questions for Carter? We have planning commission members here who actually get to see one of the things all the way through this evening. That's unique too. So if there are no questions for Carter, we would look for a motion to adopt the resolution approving the conditional use permit and variance for MOE'S Southwest Grill at 7668 150th Street West, Suite 301.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Councilmember Bergman, second from Councilmember Grendall, and Christina, please take the roll.
Hoopa,
Aye.
Bergman,
Aye.
Grendel,
Aye.
Hebert,
Aye.
Malander.
Aye.
Great. Carter, thank you. Planning Commission, thank you. We look forward to seeing MOE'S get open. With that, brings us to staff and council communications. Tom, do we have any items this evening?
Mr. Mayor, just one to mention, and that is that the city's annual tree and shrub sale is underway, and actually the pickup date is actually this coming Saturday. Saturday's April 25th from 8 to 11:30 a.m. I just looked, and there are still trees available. So if you're one who would like to get in on the city's tree sale, take a look at the city's website. I think it is certainly, I think there's 3 different tree types that are still available here just a couple of days from pickup. So as they say, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is this spring.
Might be Saturday, right?
Yeah, it might be Saturday, so.
Perfect. Any other items, Tom? Council members, anything? I notice on our employment actions tonight, we have a number of seasonal positions starting, and Eric and anyone else involved in hiring seasonal folks, how are we doing this year? So if you're looking for that great summer job, right, jump on the city's website, and it sounds like there's some good opportunities there. Great, thank you. Calendar of upcoming events. Our next city council informal meeting is Thursday, May 14th at 5:30. And our next regular meeting is Thursday, May 14th at 7 p.m. Do we have a motion to approve the calendar?
So moved. Second.
Motion from Councilmember Grendall, second from Councilmember Hebert. Christina?
Hoopa,
Aye.
Bergman,
Aye.
Grendel,
Aye.
Hebert,
Aye.
Malander.
Aye.
All right, that brings us to the end of our agenda. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Motion from Councilmember Grendall, second from Councilmember Hebert. And just for the record, Christina, should we take a roll?
Will do. Hoopa,
Aye.
Bergman,
Aye.
Grendel,
Aye.
Hebert,
Aye.
Malander.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you.